So if you select one and one doesn't work, you have a high risk. So you have to have plan B. Okay, that's simple. So select the high rank number 1, the high rank number 2. Just pick up the first score and the second score, and tell us what are the objects or the indicator that will tell you you can achieve that goal, and identify the objects that you want to check whether you achieve your goal or not. So these objects, in technical term, we call indicators. But do not mix up with the term. It's just something that you think you would like to check whether you achieve your goal yet. For example, because this is the development project, so we should not forget economics value, right? So it's also economic value. What else? Economic conditions. In business they call cash flow, but in community they might call resource flow. There is some exchange things, and every benefit from that resource flow. People who are buying fish get money buying a refrigerator, television shopkeeper get the money and invest. So a kind of cash flow. So perhaps the resource flow. I don't know. So okay, that may be just an idea. That may be the flow of the resource. What is the economic conditions maintained? So let's tell that into the money. Then the very traditional one, but is workable one, is the net income or overall income of the community, or the saving, right? Okay. But do not forget that. Think this into the big picture that contribute to the whole community, just not one family. So saving means not one family, but saving of the community, the big resource pool. So then you come with the net income, saving, economic return. You may think of about the price of the commodities. In Thailand, you know, decentralization is successful 100% yet because of the capacity of the local government staff is not up to the standard yet. Say, the local government build the roads, but the local government officers, engineers, they do not have enough know-how. Decentralization is also concerned about the participation. Is concerned about also leadership. Is the leadership come from election? Is the leadership coming from appointment? Is the leadership is coming from buying votes? It's about governance. So break down the goal into the measurable objects. So after we know that what are the objects that we should check in order to see whether we achieve the goal, then we can see how we are going to create this as the indicator. So after that, we can give the measurement tool, right? The decision-making process, right? So decision-making process, what is the measurement? The measurement could be who is making decision, the people or the boss, right? That is about decentralization. So measurement tool is boss or people. It's not a figure. So the measurement tool is we will have the team make a brief presentation about the objects that you would like to use, right? So my idea of reviewing the objects that you present, the way that I will evaluate your objects, I will use the result-based approach. Which one are indicators that indicate impact? Which are the indicators that indicate outcome? Which are the indicators that indicate outreach? At the goal level, we are interested in that. These are by cash. These are the main cash. So it's interesting to learn when people identify indicators. When they are identifying indicators, they are tend to identify sometimes mix up with the action indicators. Then you are in trouble because you report very small things at the goal level.
For our group, we have identified two central goals. The first goal, as written up here, is troll fisheries management regulation. That's what we thought it's a priority to our fishery. The number of indicators we have underneath. We would like the government to notify the industry on a regular basis, and this will be shown through the frequency or the number of stakeholder consultations for review of the regulations. And the second goal, we have economic well-being. This one, we thought one of the important indicators will be price of the commodity, price of the resource. But when you have the price, you also look at the income gained by the industry or the stakeholder, trawlers. And also another indicator would be reduction of cost involved in the operation, and of course the level of satisfaction from the stakeholders.
Okay, let's review the goals first. Now, the first goal is about the management regulations. But okay, through fishery management regulations, we know that it is something we want to have. But what do you want by this goal? Actually, I mean, what do you expect to have?
We expect it to be working. To be working, operational.
Make it operational. That's why you are talking about the review. So actually, you are looking at, you would like to have the regulation is operational. Okay. So the core part of the goal is make it implemented. Now the indicators, the object is to see whether regulation is up and running, is the number of papers. Okay? Is that the number of the papers or the paperwork, it is really the indicator that help the regulations up and running? Is that, others can think about that? Okay, we have to clear first what we want. We want to have the regulations up and running. Now, right, so once it's clear now, we can look at the indicator, which is the notifications or the government orders or acts or notice, the number of notice or notification for the industry. Is really important indicator to indicate it is up and running. So that we can have a question in mind, okay? The second, stakeholder consultation. Also, it came to me, stakeholder consultation, is this important? But you know, is that really important? Now, why I say it? Because I have a feeling that this indicator, which is saying notification, the inputs indicators. These input indicators. We have the paperwork, work it out, and then we want this paperwork to be announced. So I think this is the input. So the paperwork, the regulations. And that's why when we collect data, we count how many papers are out from the office. And those papers is relevant and in a quality one. So it is the input indicator. Can you see that? Now, stakeholder participation.
It's a process.
So it's look like a process, nah? Because we want the law up and running. That's why we consult. So when we consult, the interaction between the agencies and stakeholders is part of the process. So to me, this is on the process indicator. They are very important when we do action plan, operational plan. But at the goal level, we are talking about the national goal. It may not fit well. The price is the data that we have to collect to check whether the shrimp price is what we want in order to see economic well-being. But what you are saying just now is that value added to the shrimp. Whether our shrimp products have the add value that you can raise the price to be more competitive. But is that necessary to have that? Satisfaction on cost that reduce. The people will be satisfied, willing to pay or willing to spend. Of the stakeholder. In other words, I'm not trying to get way out, but the satisfaction of the stakeholder could mean the overall satisfaction of the overall performance of the project based on economic well-being. That could be. But if it is too small, it might be in there. So we need to look at. Otherwise, it become very minor. When it's very minor, it's become data. It's become data. It's become the things that we will have to collect. So that's the idea. Okay. So in brief, I think the first goal, we have to revise this goal to be more output oriented, result oriented. But this one is okay. I think the income and also the price and this one is okay. This is the result. Right. So the team has to perhaps have to make the goal solid so that this can be done for result for green, blue, and black. Okay, big hands.
And we have identified 3 indicators. The first one is number of troll fishing operators who install the selective gear. Second is establish law and regulation about selective fishing gear. And the last is reduction of bycatch from troll fishing. And the second goal is fishing access clearly defined and complied by stakeholders. The indicators we identify, the first one is number area of trawl fishing were promulgated. We give pronouns with all the stakeholders. There is your fishing area. And the second is number of fishing license of trawl vessel are accordance with the fishing access. And the last is satisfaction of stakeholder in trawl fishing area. That is.
Okay. There are indicators. Fishing operator install the fishing gears. So they install because the goal is to have the adopt. So installation before practicing, before using it, because you are looking at the goal that people change the practice already. So that's why changing this practice, you need this law as an input. So it is input to color. Fishing license of trawl vessel according with the fishing access.
The process.
Right? Yes, it's a process. Because after they get announcement, everybody run to the office, district office, and register before going for fishing. So it's a process. So it's a process indicator. Satisfaction of stakeholder in trawl fishing area. Satisfaction. Satisfaction. It's very dangerous to use satisfaction at the goal level. It's vague. Satisfaction on what?
This one is for when we would like to promote the area, we have to ask some satisfaction for some of the fishermen in the area, not only for fishermen, and also
So instead of using satisfaction, to make more impactful indicators, as RIBICs also have a goal, use participation. That's more impactful. So satisfaction is just one of the parameters within the participation, maybe socio-economic parameter. But participation is perhaps a more impactful indicator.
Then the second is the species, catch composition of size. Then for the operations, we're able to have an indicators on vessels, then fishing gears, and the income. Next, on goal 2, we have here the food and livelihood from the fisheries are sustained. We have here the production or the catch as an indicators, and the price, then the quality of catch, the income, the boats, and the diversification of other livelihood by products. So for goal 3, for the management plan and implementation and accepted by the stakeholders. First, we have the plan, the management councils, and pharmacies, then the working groups, then the fishery folks. We have also the indicators as conflicts and the apprehension for illegal fishers.
So this goal, let's 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's easy now. We are here. So management plan is implemented. Now, the plan input. Input indicator. Output, I think. Yeah.
Already accepted the plan.
So I have coverage. That's part of the plan.
How many areas?
So is how many areas you can catch? Is part of the plan.
How many areas covered by the plan and accepted?
Okay, so it is also output area that is announced and then accept. LGU and council functions. How D and E is? Can you say D and E again? I'm sorry, the LGU and councils.
More indicates on the operationalization of these two.
All right. So they are implementing this the plan.
Yeah, operationalization.
So after they accept the plan, they implement. So it can be an outcome.
Yeah.
The D and E could be outcome. ทันไหมทันนะพอทันนะครับ
Same through with the
Divided working group.
Yeah.
Ah.
From letter D to letter G.
F. G.
Yes. Now, fishermen, you say that G, is it this fishermen is implementation of the plan, or they comply with the plan?
Yes.
Yes, because
Is the case of the conflict that both